Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy PPI. It's going to be a good day today. Hopefully you had a great Wednesday yesterday. Had some good trading. Had some good lessons learned. I sure did. Ready for another day. How are y'all doing? Let me shut my door. All right, let's see what's happening here. Good morning. Good morning. I think I should be low latency. Perfect. We're up and running. All right, we got PPI today, and we had the news at 8:30. Oh man, this is a beautiful setup. I already know what I want to do. Oh boy, this is going to be a great day. Let's get my copier set up. We're going to target this data high, and then today I almost guarantee we're going for these equal highs that I've been calling out for like 2 weeks. It's almost like a guarantee. That's what's going to happen today, folks. I want to see these lows ran, and then I want to see an inversion breaker to the upside. Oh boy. It's going to be beautiful. Don't go without me now. I want this level to be swept. I wanted this to be swept. If we take this right here and you go long off of this, that doesn't sound like a good move to me. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's do it today. Let's make it happen. Alkai, how you doing, my friend? It's good to have you. Good to have you. I am on today we're going to be trading micros on my funded account, but we're going to be going 10 micros. Because I am done with the single pulls. I want to take some profit off, and I want to be able to hold for bigger moves. So we're gonna, let's see, we're almost set up here. Live trading. All right, I got my 5 contracts there. We're set up. Okay. So I should have screen share. There it is. Okay, make sure we're right. All right, so there is going to be there's my cash account. And here is my minis performance accounts that I'm set up on. And then here is, that feels a little wrong. I feel like my face is almost cut out from that. Let's change that. There we go. And then this is where we're going to be doing all of our analysis. This is the Nasdaq. So I have just about everything set up here. Believe, do we have new, is open? Oh, we got open in 54 seconds. All right. All right, so this is the sweep that I'm looking for. We're probably going to have to be patient. We're probably going to have some type of retracement here first. lower, but the obvious target for me is going to be these data highs here. Data high, and then if we just go up quite a ways, this is it, folks. I've been calling it for weeks. It's gonna happen. I've been calling it for weeks. Okay, did we make equal lows? We didn't sweep this low, but grab that liquidity. Okay. But we've been just consolidating in the new day opening gap from the 29th. We need to mark those here. So here's open. While that's taking place, I'm going to mark my midnight open. Looks like we are below the midnight open right now. Well below it. That's fine with me. Midnight open. And then we also have our 9:30 open. We'll mark that. Last thing we need to mark is our opening range gap, which, we have no opening range gap. Very interesting. So no opening range gap. Let's go back to regular trading hours, and then let's mark our new day opening gap from the close of trading yesterday right here. All right, that's going to be our new day opening gap high. We're going to mark that as 912. And then we're going to drop it also here. All right. I got all the things, my annotations. Actually, nope. We got a couple more we got to get. We got to get our previous day high also from we've already swept it in the pre-market. This is a previous day high. And then we have the equal highs marked. I'm not worried about the previous day low. We're not looking for that right now. All right, perfect. New day opening gap, the 29th. Here's the 12th. We ran right through it. Let's see if we want to push lower here. I'm expecting we probably are going to go lower initially. I'm doing 5 micro contracts. I've been doing 4 micro contracts. Oh, that's a nice move right there. Let's see where this closes if it doesn't grab these highs. I want it to drop, not run. Dang it. Too much of volume there. Didn't give me any opportunity. Let's see if it wants to hold. We have a breaker here. A low, high, lower, low. Maybe it just wants to take off right now and run for these data highs. I would like for it to tag the 930 instead of pushing higher. If it wants to be aggressive right now, then we might need to look for our opportunity here. I would like for it to come back into this fair value gap. This was the inversion fair value gap that I'm referring to that I saw. All right, there's the tag. I'm going to go long right there. Tag off this 930, going to keep a tight stop loss. It could go all the way down back to the 912 new day opening gap low. We're going to see if it wants to hold there. And if it pushes right through, then we're going to close this. We got 29 seconds. I am giving some room here for this to play out. I'm gonna let this breathe here because I think this is it. I could be wrong. I will take the loss if I'm wrong. Watching it see to react with this fair value gap right here. That's what I'm watching. Breaker right here. I have my stop at break even. Okay, stop, hit, break even there. I'm going to see how this body works, see how it plays out. So closed transaction there, break even, no loss, 0. Break even trade on that. We got a lot of volatility here, and that's kind of what we're trying to play off of and see if we can get an opportunity within there. So it worked. It went my direction. I just was willing. I had about 15 handles secured there, but I didn't take it. I didn't take it off. I kept my stop at break even. So we're going to see if we got something else here. Another reaction off of this level here. Got a volume imbalance right here. Okay, let's be patient. Let's wait and see what happens here. It's still respecting. We just got really large wicks here, guys. That's the hardest part in this whole thing. Is these large wicks. And I mean, we're talking, these candles are 35 to, these are 40 handle candles. I mean, they're huge. These are huge candles, guys. Got to be careful. I'm going to see where this candle closes. If we wick into here again and up out of it again, I'll consider taking a small long. We're respecting the 930 price here, guys. Come on, just push through it right now. It's respecting the 5-minute bearish fair value gap, waiting to inverse it. Good morning, good morning. 5-minute. Are you talking about this tiny 5-minute right here, or are you talking about this big data candle, the news candle, I should say? I'm currently not in anything right now. I did take a small long. I did sell it up here on my personal account, but because it didn't break out, I just closed it. So currently sitting on the sidelines right now. The news candle, yeah. So my goal would be, Michael, to get something that's not the news candle. I will take it if I have to, but I would like something here instead. It's still respecting this breaker. I mean, It's insane. There's respecting 930. It's just at any moment it could just wick lower, and that's just going to destroy an account. So we could look at this 1 minute right here. If we close above this, that 1 minute will give us a nice move higher to this high, midnight open, and then the data high way up here. I think that's probably what I'll look at for it. It would be considered a breakout trade, but you can tell that we haven't done. We're between 930 and this 1 minute, or this fair value gap, this 1 minute and this 1 minute. That's where price is. So I don't think I'm going to do any more between these fair value gaps. I need price to get out of this because this range, guys, is insanely huge. I mean, it's 35 handles. We're talking 35 handles of drawdown that you could get one way or the other. If you're in the middle, it's 15 either way. So I see this 930 price just being respected so much that it just makes me want to take a long. But we're going to wait. We're going to be conservative. We're going to save the gunpowder for a better opportunity. Where's the one? Oh, let's pull up the 1 hour. 1 hour wicked into the 1 hour fair value gap. So I like that. Yeah. Let's see what happens. It's 50-50 here, guys. This is 50-50 here. The only thing is this 930 price and this breaker that we're respecting. Outside of that, I would say slightly bullish, but it's 50-50. This is what I'm talking about. That can happen at any moment. Let's see if it wants to respect this this candle here, or this fair value gap here, and the new day opening gaps that were just created. So another respecting of that. So far, it looks like it's going to disrespect it. Disrespect. It's going to run right through it, run these lows. I'm not taking a short here. The short actually would be right here, this level here, 18 seconds. It's not bad. It's not bad, but are we going to just respect it, come in, tag the inversion, and move lower? Because we are still also in the 829 new day opening gap, low to high. We got this low. I like this inversion right here, this 1 minute inversion. Excuse me, 30-second inversion to the upside. I'm bullish. I'm not bearish. I mean, we absolutely could go lower, but I think everybody wants it to go lower. Okay. Take that off. We'll take that off. That played out the opposite of what I wanted. That inversion fair value gap did work to the downside. You just got to pick which one you want. And I don't want lower prices yet. We could go all the way down to this level here, which is from Thursdays of last week, September 5th. That's the high from September 5th. If you guys don't remember, these equal highs here, I've referred to several times. They just look tasty. I don't see how you could not want to run these. My timing was just off when it comes to when this is going to be running. I'm hoping it's going to be today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're talking about on 5 separate days, 4 separate days we've equaled these. We've had big moves lower. I mean, that's 200 handles, 250 handles. So this is double that. That's 500 handles, 300 handles, 300 handles, 200 handles. So I mean, these are big drops coming back up to a specific level. That's why I think we're gonna eventually target those, and that's kind of the move I'm looking for, that I want. I was hoping it was going to be right here, man. I was ready to go. I had my orders in. We got this move here. I set my stop loss, and man, I was set. I was going to hold. I'm like, because I got in somewhere around there. So that was 30 handles, and I'm like, I'm going to get this. I'm going for 70. I'm going for 100. Maybe we could even have reached up in here. It's probably a little optimistic on that point, wasn't I? Let's see, what would that be? What would that be? 400 handles? All right, here's a 1 minute right down here. Let's see if this wants to be aggressive right here. After we swept this low, are we going to immediately move in this direction? These are the types of moves that can be very explosive. And I want to see them take in one candle. Well, we want it to take not without us here, folks. All right, I took a long there on that dip lower right here. Let's see if we can get that push right now. I want to see it close. We need to get back up through the 930 and these new day opening gaps. Got my trigger to cancel it for break even. Okay, ran to the midpoint of that. Did an immediate rebalance right here with the candle. That wick lower, wick to this candle's high, just a little bit overlap right there. But that's immediate rebalance. Let's see if it wants to bounce from here and then move higher. That's the kind of reaction we want to see from an immediate rebalance. There it is. Let's see if we can get through 930. Okay, there's a little bit there. I'm going to sell 2 contracts. I got 5 micros on my personal account. I got long at 235. So I am currently sitting like that. Got my stop set in case we're going to get stopped out, which it looks like that's going to happen. This is kind of the move I'm looking for right there, is for the data highs to be hit. Come on, just don't, let's just run in our favor here. Come on, don't drop. Just push higher right now. Stopped out. Tell you what, the break even is nice. It protects you, but sometimes it does this and then it just bounces in your favor right after it grabs it. We'll wait here. We will wait. I'm watching this 1 minute fair value gap. If it wants to get down into here, we have a breaker. Let's see if it respects this level here. That's kind of what I would be my next point of, do we want to continue to be bullish? Or is this just a retracement into all this and a move lower still? $15-minute, we have this 15-minute right here. We're seeing it hold and respect. That's a 15-minute fair value gap. That is a BISI. And then as far as 5-minute goes, do we have anything in there? Yeah, we got a 5-minute that's sitting in there as well, right at the consequent encroachment of that wick. But that's been closed both ways, so interesting price action here. There's that tag of that 1 minute that I'm referring to. You don't take a long on this tag with price action we've seen right now. This is a breaker. I'm liking how it's looking there as far as a breaker goes. But let's see what happens here. Honestly, the trade is right here. There's nothing else here. If it goes higher, where do you get in? The opportunity is right there. I'm going to take a small micro long in my personal, or not in my performance accounts. So I am in with 5 contracts instead of 10, which is what I was going to do. We bounced up here. Let's see if it wants to hold here. I'm going to put my stop loss in here. Let me go over here. This is what you see here. So I'm right below this fair value gap right now for my stop loss. I'll be looking at bringing it to break even if we can get to this swing high right here. Actually, if we close above that order block in 30 seconds, I'll move my stop up. Meaning if we close above this order block right here. Just to protect my position or protect myself. Okay, I have it there. I could easily sell and get those 30 handles and be done, but I'm looking for that larger move. It's 9 o'clock. That's going to tag us out. Son of a gun. Holy cow. This is slightly irritating. I've been stopped out how many times, guys? And then it's just going to go higher right here. Holy cow. Come on. That's frustrating. Don't chase it now. If we chase it now, it's a losing position if we chase now. Yes, it could work, but the risk is way too much. The opportunity was when we came down here and we got in on this breaker into this fair value gap. That was the opportunity. I should have not moved my stop to break even, but that's just, I prefer moving my stop to break even. I prefer it. So thankfully, because of our break-even trades, we still have gunpowder to use. We just got to be 1-1. Got more trades to go. Got one? Or is that what you mean, Deborah? Either way, the nice thing about the break-even is I protect myself to conserve my gunpowder in regards to my 3 trades that I want to focus on and not do more or overtrade. So when you have a stop out, my rules are if I get a stop out at break even, I still can, it's like a do-over. So I still have those. But this really sucked right here. Because I think we're just going to move higher. Let's see if we got any opportunities. The 2-minute just closed here. You could say you could go long off of this 2-minute. That's possible. 3-minute, we are closed above. 4-minute, we closed above. I might just focus on this 1-minute here. I feel like I'm leaving. I mean, that's 20 handles till there. Because we are in all of this stuff right here. We're right in the midst of all of this. Still 930 price is sitting there. Rejected it. Now that we've closed above it, let's see if we maintain that position above price. This candle here was right off the opening of that candle. I'm going to see this as manipulation. That's how I'd want to see it. Watching this midpoint of this wick right here. Does it get to that level? If it does, probably see lower prices. Okay, so we got through that midpoint of that wick. Probably run this wick low. Next thing we're watching is how do we respect this 1 minute fair value gap again. Time, we're still in the macro at 10 a.m. We got about 10 minutes left for this macro. I would like to take this inversion long. I like with this wick of this low, see if it closes above this to this high, and these relatively. This is jagged, this is smoother. We have liquidity here, and that's what I want to see ran. No. It's not clean price action. It's not disrespecting the rules that we have. It's honestly it's good, but the wicks and the size of the candles make it not clean. So not clean price action is how I'd word it. Wiki is right. Equal lows right here that were just created. Price could still go lower if it wants. I still think we'll be bullish. I'm looking for that. Where are we going to find that support? Have we already found it? Is it just going to do this back and forth? I'm not going to do anything in here. I'm going to wait. We need to get out of this range. Or I need to see clear manipulation one way, displacement, and then move the opposite direction very strongly, and then I would take that. That's why I went long here. Displacement lower, inversion, took that long, held it, got stopped out at break even. So I should have closed it, would have been up 30 handles. look at this 5 minutes, just all nasty. You might be, I don't, was it Michael that mentioned the 5 minute here? Michael, you might be right as far as the best option. You can also do it off of a 1 minute. So we got this one here. Let's do the 1 minute. You got that one there. Yeah, I think you're right, Adzi. Unless this is going to be broken right here. I mentioned this fair value gap right here. No close, no close, no close. Yeah, consolidation and manipulation. And we call this consolidation right on the open, which is very unlikely. Oh, here we go. Let's see what kind of displacement we get here, or if it's just a wick. We got a volume imbalance right there. Do you guys see that volume imbalance? I would like to see that. If we close above, along in this volume imbalance after this candle closes above, would be intriguing. I don't want it to leave it. I would wait. I would not go long when we have this. I want the inversion fair value gap to be tagged and this volume imbalance to be filled. Equal highs. There's the push. All right, this is probably it, guys. See if we get a close above this fair value gap. Okay, there's the close above it. Let's see if it has any retracement or if it just pushes higher right now. I'd like to see a retracement immediately right now. First. There we go. And let's see if it wants to give it, or if it's going to stay at this previous day high right now. I'm just going to secure profit. I'm irritated at running back against me. It's been doing that too much lately. Okay, there's a stop out. See where this closes. If this closes green, that's a big, it's a momentum push. See how it closes here. Okay, I like that close. Closed above these two down closed candles, creating an order block. Let's see if it wants to hold right here and just push through these data highs. I think we'll go well above these data highs. We got this is a high. That's our next high on a current price action. And then outside of that, we got Friday's low sitting right there. See if it wants to run to Friday's low. I want to see it support this data high. Find support here. I did take a personal long off of this volume, off of that large 1 minute fair value gap that was sitting right here. Gonna sell 4 of them, and then I'm gonna let one be at break even here. And if we get a retracement down here and we don't stop it out, I might add to that position for a bigger push higher. But I'm going to let this one, it will either stop me out at break even or we're gonna run for those equal highs. That's how far I think I wanna hold it. So that's kind of where that's at. I'm watching this level here, guys. I would like, if we can get, if it comes back down to this level and find support there, I really would prefer the support to be at this data high. That's really what I want. Here's our day high. This is the current day high right there, and we haven't broken through that. So draw is still higher in my opinion, especially with the data high being here. That's just, to me, it's a no-brainer. So we swept this high here, kind of playing ping pong right in between these two key levels here. Would love to see the push higher though. Good morning, Charles. Starting late, but got 30 points on the last push. Way to go. Deborah, walk away. Walk away. If you're green, leave. That is the lesson. If you can learn that lesson more than any other lesson, and I'm telling you from personal experience, that is the lesson to learn. That is more valuable than having 100% strategy. I mean, like a high quality strategy. Because you can make money off any strategy, but where people lose the money is they can't walk away. I'm up in my performance accounts. That's nice. Yeah. Bias, like I said, even in here, I wanted long. My long target is way up here. It's way up there. Equal highs. We got all of this. We could stop there, but I'm using this as my draw. SMT at the highs. Let's see if that SMT turns into some. And it most certainly could be. So we got data highs, and we got the high of the day right here. If I'm going to look at something changing, I'm going to want a 5-minute change in state of delivery sitting right here. It needs to close below this on the 5-minute perspective. We got a brand new 5-minute candle that just printed. But we got this 30-second inversion right here. This is interesting. If it's aggressive here, I would take that to this high. Even though you hit, it's not an A plus setup, but this is assuming we have a higher draw in liquidity. That's kind of that idea behind that. It would need to do it on this candle for me to be interested in it. And if it doesn't, then that idea is done with. I don't care. Right? You have a breaker right here, right at this data high. We do have another 30-second fair value gap right here that makes this less appetizing. So that whole idea I'm going to throw out the window. Because of this fair value gap right there. I'm still holding that one final contract on my personal account. Said I'm going to hold it or it'll stop out at around 19,310, which is the new day opening gap here at 829 basically. Heck of a reaction there. Small little breaker right here. Let's see if the bodies continue to respect this for a move lower. That's what we're watching. That's what we're watching for. The bodies tell the story. I'll sell that because we're probably going to hit my low now. That's convincing enough for me. Sell my one position is what I did. What a reaction there. Watching this small 30-second right here. Did we close above it? We did. Let's see if it wants to push higher after that. My answer, I think so. I think so, but we have to see what price wants to do here. That's the high. Okay, now that we made this wick, we're watching the midpoint. Watching this midpoint of this wick right here. Let's see if it wants to continue below it. Okay, so they'll probably run this low potentially, or if we'll see where the body closes. It did hit this fair value gap. It's 930. That's 930 opening price. Get maybe a little reaction out of this. or not opening price, 1030 candle, which typically has a little bit of volatility associated with it. See if it gives us a little bit of a push one way or the other. See if we can get these highs. All right, I think what I would want to do at this point is wait until about 10:45. Wait till 10:45 and see if we get a nice, good move. I will say, guys, today is not easy. This is not an easy day of trading. These wicks, but this is a type of day you need to price read. You need to be in front of your charts. If you want to take a demo trade based on, and you do an inversion fair value gap or a breaker long, this is the day you can learn to read the candles and know the difference between wicks and the bodies. Because we get a body close above here, right here, and this wick right here would have scared the crap out of anybody. But guess where it closed? It closed way up here. So you can actually work on handling the emotional pull of wanting to close a trade when your rule says wait for the close and it's down here with 30 seconds left, and then you're like, oh, I want to close it, but you don't. You wait for the close and then it wicks all the way back up. That's what you can do on demo account during this time. Very, very, very important, because you can look at post price action and identify the setups, but even for me, the hardest part is handling these wicks in that drawdown. Look at that. Look at these reactions here, folks. I mean, this is just, it's beautiful, but nerve-wracking at the same time. Okay, this tells me it wants to run. So low, high, lower, low. I'm going to watch this breaker right here. Right on top of that, I'm going to change it purple. Let's see if we come back down and touch this level. I would love that for a long. I would love that for a long if it would be so kind to give it to us. I'm not sure it will. Well, with all of the wicks that we've been seeing, we just need to be patient. There's a good chance it will give it to us. See it run. Let's see if it wants to push higher. Is it going to go? Look at that, guys. I mean, Oh my lord. If you were... That's just... ripping people's faces off. Glad I didn't do anything with my performance accounts on that bad boy. Okay, there's the close. I'm wanting to play that, but where do you get in? Look what we tagged. 9:30. Let's see if it gives us an opportunity to go higher. This to me is manipulation, guys. I want to see us, see, 2 minute. Yeah, to me this is manipulation lower. This is bullish. I think this is very bullish. I'm not looking at this as bearish. Now we'll really find out here, right? That's a breaker. We need to see it push through this level and these data highs. Forget that breaker at the moment. And this previous, so we stopped, that was a previous day low, but our previous day, our current day high is right here at that high. So we may continue lower, but I want to see this as a manipulation, and I'd go long on the close of this 1 minute fair value gap. Yeah, hardcore manipulation. This candle does not want anybody to go along with them. That's what this candle is saying. It's saying, hey, everybody, I'm going to go higher, but I want nobody to go along with me. I'm going to get all your stops for the longs you're in right now, and then I'm going to go long. That's what I hear. It was, what candle? That was at 10:35 that candle was, so I'm not sure. This is previous day high right here. We found some support there, and we got an order block underneath it. Watch, see if this creates a fair value gap right here. I'm sitting being patient. Okay, so there's the breaker from the wick. I put it on the body. We didn't reach the body. We got up to the midpoint of that wick. See that? Let's see if that's just a reaction or if it's actually turning in that direction. I'm gonna hide all of my This is a it is a breaker. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take anything right now. Filled this 5-minute fair value gap perfectly. We just came just shy of the 930 price. When it does that and it reacts like this, to me, I'm hearing, hey, I'm manipulating lower. I don't actually want to go below the 930 price. I want to move higher. That's kind of what I hear, but we got the macro starting here in a couple minutes. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see it start breaking through this level. Let's see if it actually will hold or not. I mean, it looks like a breaker to the downside. I'm be honest with you, it really does. So we're in the 10:45 macro time. The problem is, if we look at what we have here, we have our data highs. Everything tells us we go lower, but I feel like we want to go higher. That's kind of the gut I have inside, but we're going to see what happens here. We just have a close below this 30-second. Let's see if we run towards these equal lows here. That's what I want to see. With this close, we have this breaker, we have a close below, and we have our 30-second right here. Let's see if we can run those lows. Okay, so there's that. At least that, especially if we think it could go higher, it still could go lower, but that was the target for this inversion fair value gap. A close below, target that level right there. Especially if they're 50-50 on one direction. At this point, it's just a play for liquidity, to grab more liquidity to go higher, which it could be the case, or it may still want to go lower. That's the struggle we have as traders, to figure out and not be manipulated by all the manipulation. All right, so here's another one. Okay. Here's a fair value of 30-second inversion. This would be your break-even trade, targeting this low here, if it wants to run that or not. The other thing is, this level here is the level that has held price up on the 30-second. We have not received a close below there. So basically what we would be saying is, if we close below this fair value gap right here, we're saying that we're confident it's going to close or run below this fair value gap, which is not true. That's why this play right here is a less probable play than this play right here. This has a higher significance than this one, because price has already shown that it doesn't want to go below here. We now need to look at, okay, do we want to take this one and assume we're going to run below this one, which we may not. So you got to be careful on the options that you take. I'm still wanting this to break, personally. Are we going to act as an inversion fair value gap here and find resistance and move lower? Or are we going to violate it and then run these highs here and ultimately this swing high right here? An inversion fair value gap is a fair value gap used in the opposite. So this is a fair value gap, which when we come down into a fair value gap, we expect it to find support and move higher. So fair value gap created. We expect price to come into this gray box and find support and move higher. As soon as it closes below, it now acts as an inversion fair value gap, and we want it to find resistance when it comes back up into it. We want to find resistance here and for it to move lower. That's an inversion fair value gap. So it helps you read price better, helps you understand order flow when it's violated and when it's finding support. And many times when it violates and it closes below, it will run a swing low, which is exactly what happened in this case. This low right here was violated. Now, if we start getting into some consolidation, which we're now seeing, you start getting violations both ways. And it basically says, hey, we're in consolidation. Ignore everything. Ignore all of the fair value gaps in this consolidation. Wait for displacement and then find the fair value gap before you start trading again. Yes, fair value gap, a violated fair value gap turns into an inversion fair value gap. So right now, I don't care what's happening here. I'm not looking at any of the fair value gaps in here. I'm watching this one, but more importantly, I'm probably keeping my eye on that one. Why? Because if you look at this giant move lower, that move lower stopped due to this inversion fair value gap right now. So this is acting as a fair value gap, and we want to see if it's going to be violated. If it's violated, good chance we run for these equal lows down here. At this point, we're just reading price action, despite where the draw on liquidity is. I think the draw on liquidity is higher. We just need proof that it's going to actually do that. We got 7 minutes till 11 o'clock. Since we've hit this breaker, we've been respecting it. You could have got a couple handles every time it's hitting. My assumption is if we hit this again, we'll drop again. We may stay in consolidation, but this is a sign, in my opinion, that when we hit the breaker multiple times, that it wants to move higher. But many times it will react to this breaker, drop again, and stay in consolidation until the algorithm gives it permission to start moving. We just don't know when that is. Good probability it's going to be within the macro time, which we are in one right now. Okay, let's see where this closes. See if the body closes beneath it. If it does, I might take just a 10 handle move lower. See it went, nope. So that whole idea is gone. It looks as if this breaker wants to be violated. We'll see. Or maybe this is just manipulation right here, and then we can take this inversion to the downside. But I would say no, it looks as if it wants to move higher. This also is a breaker. Low, high, lower, low. So we have overlapping breakers right here. See how it reacts right here? Okay. I want to see how it respects this level here. That's what I was afraid of. Is this another manipulation? Or are we going to actually run these lows here? This swing low here. I'm not sure, because there's heavy manipulation going on. Two minutes till open, or 2 minutes till the top of the hour. We stopped right back in it. They do not want it. They do not want, if it's going to go higher, they don't want anybody to participate in this crap. That's why you're getting such aggressive moves lower to pull people out. Now, I could be wrong. If we don't go higher, then my whole analysis is wrong. But this is what I would be doing to get everybody out, to grab their stops, their buy stops, right? People that went long here, we're going to go higher. Let's wick below these lows, grab their buy stops, and then let's continue our move higher. That's how I would view it. I'm trying to be super, super patient to get one of these moves. All right, so this is the one that I referred to below. If we close below that, we may move a little bit lower. Let's see if it wants to close below there or not. Okay, so we closed at the midpoint of that fair value gap, and it, based on this momentum, could just run without us. There was an entry right there for us to run these lows. So I'm being extra conservative and taking this one instead of this one. Five minutes about to close. That was a horrible entry. All right. I just clicked the button right when I literally clicked the button right when I clicked it. It shot lower, so my entry is horrible. I'm going to see if I can get out for break even here. I like this inversion to the upside right here. I closed my trade. I can't, there's too much manipulation happening. I like this to the higher. especially after that crazy move. Okay, I took a long right here. This is my last trade. If it doesn't, this could be a breaker right here and run against me. And if it is, I'm closing that and we'll call it a day. There's a close above. It's official. Let's see if we can run this high right here. Okay, close green. I like that. On the 32nd. I would just love a large green candle right here. Just to run through this 1 minute fair value gap sitting right here. To aggressively push through that. Just put my stops to break even. Took the long off the 32nd, not the 1 minute. But we did end up closing on the 1 minute as well. Going off the premise that all of these have been manipulations, trying to get people out of the trade, and then it just wants to aggressively move higher. So I'm not selling here, I'm not selling here. I'm gonna try to get up here for my first sell. Come on, close above. Close above it. Come on. I want to see it close above. If it doesn't, I'm going to move one of my stops to take some profit. Okay, I'm going to move a stop there because I'm expecting it to be hit or to run lower. If it doesn't, that would be amazing. Okay, there's stop number one. I'm putting the rest at break even here at 20 handles for 5. Let's see if we can, if it's going to come back and stop us out here. I'm watching this level here. That's what I want it to break and close above. Yeah, who said that? 930? There's the wick below 930. I think this is the move right here. Scare people. Wick below. Yes, we played below here, but I mean, we have a full 24 hours, a full 8 hours in New York session. Let's see if we did this at 11:07. Let's see if it wants to actually run now. If it is a run, one standard deviation would not be a bad target. One standard deviation is sitting right there, right at the new day opening gap. One standard deviation from this manipulation. Oh, I'm not even showing you here. All right, one standard deviation of this manipulation here. So if this is the manipulation, now we're going to move higher. We just closed above that 1 minute. If this is the manipulation leg, one standard deviation, which is a conservative target, is sitting right here, which is sitting right above the new day opening gap from I don't know when exactly. So we're going to see if price actually wants to run that and give that to us. If we close below this 1 minute, fair value gap sitting right here, I will probably close my trade as assuming we probably don't want to move higher. I want this to act as an inversion fair value gap now. The inversion fair value gap, meaning it broke through this fair value gap. Now we want to see it find support. Targeting this high, and the previous day low. A previous day low, which is from Friday of last week. Okay, we're almost hitting this high. I will take 1 micro off at this high. I'll take 1. I have 5 micros left. I'll take 1 off of after this push. Okay, so I'll sell 1, right? Let's see if it gives me 1 more push. All right, I'll sell 1 there. I got 4 contracts left. Here, let me share that micro screen again. All right, so there we are. I got 5. I need to change that to 4. Okay, so that's our next target that we're running for, is the high. And if we drop a Fibonacci tool on here, just so we can keep track of it, there would be potentially our target. So up 320 ticks right now. Let's see, my entry was at 300. 19,300, so that would be 150 handles if we get all the way up here. The only other thing I'll say on that, Charles, though, is your emotion. Yeah, I appreciate you taking my commentary, but you need to remember your emotions aren't involved in any of that either. So you have just more clarity of a decision making than you would on anything else. I'm going to take another contract off here. I'm going to sell 1 right there. Move this down to 3. I'm going to wait for a retracement. I expect some type of retracement and then a push higher. Once I get the retracement, then I want to move my stop up to that retracement point. Okay? I want to move it to that retracement point. I'm going to move that here so we can see this number here. Okay, I want it to find support right here. I want it to find support in that level, that high that we just hit. And not push through it. We want to find support there to go on to the next expansion. This fair value gap is important right here. That's the kind of reaction I wanted to see. I want to see it now follow through and close above this down close candle, which would give me an order block. It doesn't have to do it right here, but let's see what happens. The next point would be right here. See if it wants to hold there. This is why I sold most of my stuff out. Did you see how fast I got stopped out on that? Did you see that? Was that insane or what? Holy cow. We best be done, folks. We best be done. I mean, that's just insane. It still doesn't, it hasn't violated the idea, but it literally does not want anybody going with them. That's why you can't move your stop. We wanted to wait for the retracement. So this is officially the retracement right here. I don't even know how much that took. I was at 300 ticks. I stopped out at what, 90 ticks? Is that what I took it out at? I think something like that. Tons of manipulation. Low, high, lower, low. This is a breaker. We're slightly underneath it, but we're at this inversion fair value gap from it. Still, this is a significant fair value. I want to see its support here. Yeah, I know you think. It feels like Powell's talking here. Thankfully, we're really green on the day. It just... It's so important to manage your trades, man. It's insane. I wonder how ICT's doing. He's probably not taking any trades. Probably just talking. I want you guys, I'm probably not going to be on here the whole time, but I want you to note this manipulation leg. And I want you to note the 19,448. I want to see if we actually hit that level. Okay. I think we do. With ultimate potential highs at these equal highs. Because this is just one standard deviation. 2 standard deviations is sitting right here, right above all of these new day opening gaps. So this is 2 standard deviations, and this is about a little under 2.5 standard deviations if we were to put that on here. Let's just do target fibs. All right, so there's 1 standard deviation. There's 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. There's 4. 2.5 is sitting right there. Let's see if we do the bodies and not the wicks. See how that changes things. I like the wicks. This is the 19,449, I think. That's what I'd be watching. At this point, it's either going to be over the lunch session or tomorrow. ADZ, I agree. I am going to be calling it a day. I'm going to get off. Man. Yeah, we still made some money. This inversion fair value gap still acting, still supporting. Yeah, I'll call it a day here, guys. Hit that like button if you appreciated the commentary today. I'd greatly appreciate it. I try to show you what's going on, be as transparent as I can. Obviously, I'm not showing every trade. I don't tell you when to get in, when to get out, but I mean, that's not my job. My job is to help you read the market, and you decide if you're going to pull the trigger or not. If you do use Apex, consider using my code DTJ for the most updated discount available. It's 80% off with $85 funding fees to basically get funded. I greatly appreciate that. It's a free way to support me and the commentary I do here on YouTube. So thanks for being here, guys. Tomorrow we'll be here live 9:20 Eastern Standard Time doing this again. So God bless you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.